So I was asked to comment on the job cuts and whether I thought it was because of AI and, other things. And I said, yeah, look, I do think it's, even though they're saying it's not, and it's due to a restructure, they outsourced a bunch of jobs and they've automated a bunch of jobs. Whether it's AI or traditional means of automation doesn't matter. The reality is it's a PR disaster for them to admit that it's actually just because they've automated and outsourced jobs. Hey, it's Julian here. We're back for another episode of Lost and Founders, and I'm here with a very special guest today. Introduce yourself.
Lost and Founders. I'm Bora. People might know me as Bora Bull, Bora BMoney, Bora the annoying guy online, whatever it may be. Yeah, look, I'm Bora Tuncoglu. I own BMoney Finance. Started that 5.5 years ago now. It's growing well. You've asked to come on the podcast. I've said no many times. You kept persisting. I said, all right, let's do it. So here I am.
Yeah, I'm glad you finally said yes. I think there's a lot of people that are in this industry that have done well for themselves, but probably none that have done it the way that you have in terms of just being authentic and telling people your story and showing that you are like very human, and we all are in different ways, and we all have different pathways to get to where we are now. But I think that was I think it was pretty cool. We spoke a little bit off air, but we have very different journeys, very different stories, but it doesn't mean that there's any right or wrong way. Like at the end of the day, you go through life and you need to acquire a certain amount of lessons and hardships.
It's always a lesson, and everything we do is always a lesson.
Always.
The good, the bad, especially the bad. The bad are the best lessons.
And the other thing I think that people have really admired about you, and when I talk to people and they go, oh, Bora, or, this, and like, this is the first time we're meeting face to face. So a lot of people, we've interacted online a bit, and
I troll you often.
Yeah. And it's always good fun. I think the one thing that keeps coming up is like people talk about just cutting through noise. There's so much bullshit. And I think if you scroll LinkedIn, you scroll Instagram, there's all the same stuff. Like, how many RBA updates do we need to get? You know what I mean? And like, really, that doesn't cut through. Like, you've got a whole bunch of people on LinkedIn where most of their followers are other brokers. And there's other professionals and stuff on LinkedIn too, but most of their followers are brokers, and they're issuing RBA updates.
To other brokers.
Yeah. And I think like the way that you write content, it's just very off the cuff. It's clearly not AI generated. And there's a lot of that now.
I've never used ChatGPT in my life.
Yeah.
I'm a bit behind, I know.
No, look, I think that it has its place, but when it comes to writing content from my account, I don't let anybody manage that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are surprised by that, but company accounts, like I obviously let Ames, they look after it all for me. They kind of have all this stuff. They write all the content plans, and like, I don't have time to do all of that. But when it's coming from me, I want it to be coming from me. I think there's a very big difference. And so I don't use ChatGPT to write any of my content or any of my stuff. And there's a reason. I'll use it for other things. Like every now and again, there's a long document, and I'm like, I don't want to read this whole document. Give me the summary, and I'll just upload it. And like that saves me time, and it means that I can take away the strong, points of it. So it has its place, but I think some people, they don't even think without checking with ChatGPT or getting ChatGPT to write it for them. And I think that's the wrong approach. There's a study that came out of MIT where it showed that people that were using ChatGPT a lot were actually losing, basically it's like muscle memory. Your brain is a muscle. So the less you use it to critically think, the less
it grows,
the less
and it starts to shrink. Yeah, okay.
And it starts to shrink. And that's the seeing a decrease in brain power and processing power of your brain. If you just
and that's now. Imagine years to come how it's going to be.
Oh, it's insane.
Self-driving cars, ChatGPT doing everything. Like, people aren't reading things anymore.
Well, we already have, you've probably heard the term NPC. Yeah, we already have so many NPCs. Yeah, there's going to be even more. There's going to be some, and there's a lot of memes about it now where like you try and have a conversation with someone and they'll just like quickly write an answer in ChatGPT and then read it.
Really?
No, it's a
me. I thought people like doing it. I'm like,
no.
If someone did that to me mid-conversation, I'm like, brother, I'm walking away.
Well, I've had some interviews on video calls before where I'm almost certain they're using ChatGPT. Because like every now and again on Zoom or Google Meet or Teams or whatever, like there'll be a slight delay and it's just because of connectivity. But sometimes the delay is like,
you could tell they're doing something else.
yeah, and just where their eyes are tracking and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yeah, thanks, but no thanks.
You gotta be a real person, man.
Someone, so I put up a thing the other day and was talking about, like I said, hey, we're looking to hire, blah, blah, blah. Someone sent me a ChatGPT email after the thing, and I said, I'm just telling you right now.
I know it's ChatGPT. Just the way it was written.
There's a M dash, a double hyphen,
Right.
basically, that's synonymous with AI generated responses. So
Double hyphen where?
just throughout the thing,
right.
like, I'll just tell you, nobody used double hyphen.
Yeah, okay.
Nobody, unless you were like a poet, and that's like, no, serious. Like it's a grammatically, it's never used by normal people. And for whatever reason in ChatGPT, all of the outputs it gives you has this double.
You know, you told people that they're going to just go through and they'll remove it all.
Yeah, I know. I think it's strange because like and we'll get to this as well. We'll talk about BDMs. We said we're going to talk about BDMs, but someone was critical of something that came out in Broker Daily yesterday. But their entire post was AI generated, and and my comments were about are BDM roles at major banks at risk from AI, given all the job cuts they're doing recently? ANZ cut 10% of their workforce, etc. But like they were arguing that BDMs can't be replaced by AI, and that's fair. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But the post they wrote was with AI, so like it's kind of an own goal,
contradicting itself.
Anyway, we'll get to all of that, but a lot of people might have already heard your story because obviously you got your own big following as well. And give us the BMoney version. Tell us the story. Tell us the ups and downs, things that the learning.
I'll say how I got to BMoney in the first place. So in 2009, I bought a ANZ mobile lending franchise. So I was the youngest franchisor at the time to own an ANZ franchise. I bought that in 2009. And I didn't have any experience. I came from retail. I came from Vodafone and Crazy John's even before that. Had no experience in the industry at all, in lending at all. But I thought, I can do, honestly, I looked at it, I thought I could make some decent money here. That was the only reason I looked at it. I was earning $3,000 a month working at Crazy John's Vodafone. I thought, man, I can double, triple my income. And that was my goal. It would change my life. And it would have, and it did. Anyway, I bought that in 2009 with no experience. It was 35 grand plus GST and stuff. So 40,000, all my savings, credit cards, sold a car just to buy it. Did nothing I didn't earn $1 for 6 months, not one single dollar for 6 months, but I knew that it was something I wanted to kind of do. I enjoyed doing it. Didn't earn $1. I was still working weekends and Thursday nights in the retail store, and every other day I was focusing on that. And then month 7, I made 12 grand. I'm like, damn, man, my life has changed. I'm a millionaire now. Obviously, $12,000 is a long way from $1 million, but I thought there was something here, so I started focusing on that full time. That was month 7. 6 months, I made 0. So a lot of brokers need to understand you're not making any income for a while. Month 7, I made a bit of money, and then in 2009, in 2010, sorry, I made the money eventually. And that business, I started growing. I started doing well. I owned it for 10 years. I sold it 10 years later. But within the 10 years, I was in the top 10 lender in the brand 3 years in a row, 3 consecutive years. I was a high achiever. They called them high achievers. And I was doing well. I was doing good numbers. I was working hard. But then as you start making a bit of money, you start to enjoy the lifestyle a bit as well, right? And my enjoyment of lifestyle went down I was looking at Wolf of Wall Street as my inspiration, right? In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have, obviously shouldn't have. But I started going down that life. The
I've
cars.
got a crazy story about Wolf of Wall Street. The crazy story is his original wife was my teacher in school.
No way.
She moved.
What?
She
was from Australia?
Yeah, she moved to get away from the limelight.
Yeah.
Jordan Belfort.
Oh, so she came from there to here.
Yeah. And her name is Denise Lombardo. She was a teacher at high school.
Which
crazy. In Delaney, what used to be Patrician Brothers Granville. It's Delaney College now.
So she came from Beverly Hills, New York, whatever it was, living that life. Yeah. To Granville.
Well, teaching at Granville. I don't know where she lives.
Chicken.
Yeah.
I just love Ojana chicken.
I don't think Ojana was available back then, but yeah.
But all that done to Granville.
Crazy story. So yeah, anyway.
Imagine going through a map. You live in the best cities in New York, best high-rise apartment, Granville.
Yeah, yeah. I think she wanted to lay low. I might have just exposed her, but yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, no way that.
How'd you know it was her? Did she tell you?
I found out years and years later.
Oh, right, okay.
So well after I finished school. And then the name came up and I was like, no way. That was a teacher in our school who had
that surname.
yeah, but also had
That first
the American accent as well.
Oh, yeah,
Or it was might have even been like Canadian accent. I can't remember. But she had an overseas accent with the same name. And then I googled and then
It was her.
it was actually her. Same photo, same everything. That was her.
She's still there? Probably not. Now
Nah,
too
no, I
famous
don't
now.
think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
How long ago did you finish school?
2010 was my last
Okay,
year.
yeah, it's been a while. Probably gone by then.
Yes, but yeah, crazy.
What a
So,
man,
I know that's insane.
from New York on yachts and this and that to Granville.
Well, I think like after he started getting some money quickly,
Yeah, they got divorced.
they got
afterwards.
divorced. Yeah. So, but I think I think she literally because Jordan Belfort wouldn't have been as well known in Australia then.
Yeah.
Obviously now she can't hide anywhere after
After
the
the movie, but before that,
Leo. Yeah.
no one read the book, please.
No one read the book. Yeah, no one read.
No one in Sydney read the book anyway.
But yeah, sorry, going back.
That's
So
right.
you drawing.
Yeah, so I was living that life. The parties, the hotels, the cars. My dream was to have a Lambos. I had the cars, and the recreation activities came with it as well. Those activities eventually went a bit too much, and I started ruining my life with it. Yeah, a little. It's like, do you drink at all? Or have you ever drank?
I've drank before. I don't drink now.
So someone who drinks, they can probably have one drink and they start to get a bit tipsy. After a while, one drink doesn't work. You get 2 drinks and 3 drinks. With me, it was like drinking, but it wasn't drinking. It was more nasal recreational activities. Keep it G-rated.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then that just went a bit too far. I eventually, step by step, started ruling my life. Yeah, the business stopped. I wasn't working. The business stopped. Income coming in. Rule in my family life. Yeah, circle of friends was the wrong circle of friends. In my head, it was the right circle of friends. And eventually just all evaporated. It started going, it ate itself. Yeah, sold that business, paid off my debts. And then I said, I got to do something else. So I completely changed my life. Completely sober on everything. Don't even drink. Haven't had a drink in years. Don't gamble. Don't do anything else. No drugs. Don't watch the news. Like I've full changed my life in every way. So 2020, I started BMoney. I said, I want to get, actually, when I sold the business, I actually want to get out of lending. I want to get into gyms, anytime fitness gyms. But there were none available in Sydney, and still, I don't think there's any available now. And I couldn't find any. And people kept calling me, when are you coming back? We miss you. We want you to do, we like dealing with you and stuff. Eventually, February 2020, I started again. I started BMoney out of my bedroom. And BMoney doesn't stand for Bora Money, by the way. People think BMoney is Bora Money. It's not. BMoney, the whole idea behind it was initially BE money, so the word BE, word money. And there was like, be in the driver's seat in a new car, be in a new house with a mortgage, be on holiday as a personal loan, be money. And then I took out the letter E, made it one word, be money, so it's stuck. But it's not Bora Money, so people think it is. It's definitely not. Anyway, and I started that in the bedroom, and then completely new mindset, new everything. Started working in 2020. That's when COVID part 1 started. So I started February 2020, March 2020, COVID started. So it's amazing time to study business, right? So the world shut down the first time, but I kept going because I classify myself as an essential business. I'm in finance, banking was essential business. I guess we all were essential anyway.
Yeah.
So that kept going. So the year had passed, and then I started thinking, I'm going to be busy. I need some admin. So I put a post on social media. I said, look at part-time admin. And then later, Natasha, dealt with Natasha, posted Natasha. Well, Natasha applied along with others. And she said to me, I don't know much, but I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to learn everything. I was like, beautiful. Sounds like me. I don't know much, but I'm learning as well. So the idea was she start part-time at home. I keep working from home. And then Hamish kept messaging me as well, saying, I want a job. I go, man, I'm not ready to start. Like, I'm barely working on my own. He goes, when you're ready, let me know. He kept messaging me. I said, all right, let's have a chat. He goes, all right, how about tomorrow? I said, okay. So I told him what my aim was. I told him how to make money in broking. He goes, okay, I want to do it. And then he was very
Did you know Hamish?
I didn't. I posted. He kept messaging me on social media. Okay. He kept messaging me on Instagram saying, I want to work. And then the idea was he works from home. Natasha works from home. I work from home as well. And so we started doing, I go, you know what? Let's just start to grow. We're getting busier. Let's just actually grow. Let's get into an office and grow. So I signed the lease on an office in, I think it was February, March 2021, a year and a bit later. Signed off, was about to start working, COVID part 2 comes. How good is this for timing, right? Start the business, COVID comes, sign off, sign a lease.
PTSD.
By the way, I had no money I had no money back then as well. So I put the bond of the lease on a credit card. Like I literally had no money. I hate credit cards, by the way. I had no money. Anyway, gone to the office, and then man, I was very fortunate with those two, Natasha and Hamish, because as you know, the people around you, man, if they're motivated, if they're hungry, you're going to be motivated, hungry as well. I can't stress how important there's people around you. So we've had people come and go in the meantime, but with those three, me and those two at the time, we're pushing each other for more all the time, push each other more all the time. We said, let's grow a little bit more. Our numbers are getting bigger, grow a little bit more. We grew and grew and grew, and then we sat down with Hamish one day back. I think we had maybe 4 or 5 people in the team back then. I sat down with Hamish and said, what's next? What do we do next? Now it's been like 2-3 years. I said, what do we do next? What happens when you grow? Because most brokerages, you see what happens, right? They're mainly 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
A broker gets good, they grow, they go out on
They
their
go
own.
out on their own, yeah.
They get good, they get a bit more experience, go out on their own. And that's what most brokerages, 2 or 3 people. I said, I don't want that to happen. I like what we have here, but I know it's going to happen because that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Like, why would I keep paying someone 30-40% of my income, I cut 30-40% of my split when I'm going to go do it on my own? I don't want that to happen. Let's actually work something out where we all win in the end. So I sat down one day, us three, and we said, okay, what are we going to do? As the business starts growing, what do we do? So we started deciding the franchise idea. Let's make it a franchise business. So I have my own office. Hamish now has his own office. We all grow. We all eat a lot. There's no massive commission splits, anything like that. We all just we cover the main business, cover the costs, aggregated costs and stuff. And we all grow independently, but under the same banner.
Yeah.
So we said, okay, let's start going down that road. And then a few years later, Hamish got his first office, and then we opened another office in Brisbane, and then we opened another office in Wollongong as well. Now there's, I think, there's maybe about 20 people in the team or something like that, all over,
yeah.
in different teams. And the growth came from the people in the business, man. So when I structured the business, a lot of people go into business thinking, I'm going to make money, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, right? That's what most people go into business for. I'm going to make a lot of money. And that's an issue why I went into business, I'll be honest, into lending. But now my mindset is, you know what, I'm not going to make money. I want to make them happy. Whatever their goals are, let's work within their goals, what team's goals. Let's do what makes them happy. Let's do what their goals are. And let's ensure they're happy. Because as they're happy and they're growing, we're all going to be happy, right? So now as Hamish, for example, and Jem in Brisbane, they grow their own business. They grow the brand. We all grow the brand together. But they're growing the true value. They're growing a true asset. It's not just the loan book they're growing. They're growing actual business. Yeah, BMoney Brisbane, BMoney Oran Park. They're growing that themselves. So when time comes for a sellout, yeah, their value of that business is whatever that business value is, as opposed to just 2 times the trail book. And this seems to be working well. We all have the same mindset, and our team is very important as well. I mean, the people in our team are very important. We're very big on, just being honest with each other. Don't bullshit things. If you don't like something, this is what I tell people at interviews. If you don't like something, tell us you don't like it. If you do like something, tell us you like it. We're not perfect, right? And we're not going to claim to be perfect. We're learning every day. You and I, we're both learning every day, everything. Every day. If someone comes up to me, if I've got 3 unhappy people, obviously I'm doing something wrong. So I don't want that. If someone's unhappy about something, just talk to me about it. And we'll try to make it better. Once you start putting the team around you first and put their feelings actually matter, it makes a massive difference, man. So now, thankfully, the people that we're coming on board, the goal for them is, here you start as a broker, here you start as a normal split. But the goal is you have your own office, you have your own team, you have your own franchise office. And when the big buyout comes, which, the Aussie Home Loans sold for 400 million, for example, when that big buyout comes, we're all going to benefit from it. Let's say your business is worth 500 grand, right? Hypothetically. And my business is worth 500 grand separately. Together, they're not worth 500 grand each anymore. Yeah. Now they're worth 750.
Well, it's the private equity model. The private equity model is to take a whole bunch of boring businesses like laundromats or plumbing businesses. Alone, they might be worth 3 to 6 times EBITDA. But
together,
yeah, you get EBITDA arbitrage. So it might be worth 10.
These words are way too big for me, by the way. But I get what you're saying.
Like 10 plumbing businesses that make a 500K profit a year are worth X. If you merge them, they're worth a multiplier.
That's exactly
exponentially.
That's exactly what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
So we're saying,
and it makes sense. The model. Here's the thing: like a lot of brokers, when they go out on their own, they haven't had the conversation with the owner of saying, "Could I have a franchise, or is there another pathway?" So I think what you're doing is very smart because it is inevitable. Like I know we have an employee structure, right? And but we created a contractor structure because we knew that at some point when that broker is good enough that they're basically self-sufficient, it doesn't make sense for us to continue paying them a base salary. It doesn't make sense for them to continue accepting a base salary because the
commission's going to be higher.
The commissions are going to be higher. And we already have a separate commission structure for self-generated business. And there was actually a post about that this morning on LinkedIn that I saw, and I kind of provided it. But what you can do together is way more than you can do separately. And that is the whole premise of our business. And it sounds like yours as well. You let's say, for example, in terms of brand awareness, one of the reasons Aussie Home Loans got so big,
The brand, man.
the brand was everywhere. And
If you
still
actually
today,
look at what an average Aussie broker writes, you know how much average Aussie broker writes? 1.6 million a month. It's not much, right? In the brokerage world. Yet the brand is, if you put mortgage broker on Google, they're the
Aussie,
first ones coming.
So there was an interesting stat because I know the Aussie and Lendy team quite well, and you know, I've met a few of them at different events and all that kind of stuff. But the interesting thing is that there was a stat that says like 27% of people considering a home loan. So if they're in the consideration phase of a mortgage, 27% of them will consider Aussie home loans.
Really? Yeah,
That's more than 1 in 4.
that's a big number.
That's
yeah.
a massive number, and it's growing. Like,
And that's purely because of the brand.
the brand is so strong, and there's a lot of trust there. And you know, they were early, right?
Yeah.
They had, like, Aussie had one of the, not necessarily the first mover, they weren't the first brokerage, but
Oh, they're the first biggest one.
the
that's for
first
sure.
household name
Yeah,
one. That's
yeah, for sure.
you know,
And they're still now, what, how long has it been around? 20 years or something?
30, I think. Yeah,
Like 30 years later, still one of the biggest names.
yeah, it's kind
It's
of
impressive.
insane. Yeah, and you know, congrats to
So
them.
with us, like, I think people, even now, they see me, they think, oh, this guy, you know, he's got tattoos, he's got a beard. Straight a bit cautiously. But now I think, okay, this guy, we're actually the real deal. We're here, we're legit. Our compliance is 100%. We prioritize it over everything, right?
Yeah.
And obviously our team as well. And then as they see that, then they see that it takes time for people to build confidence.
Yeah.
Once they see what our business model is, they see the proof is in the pudding with others around us, it seems to be working well.
And you know, let's say you had five of your brokers, loan writers. If they all were marketing on Google, Facebook, all this, you know, all these different areas, going up to accounting firms,
Yeah.
you know, to try and put on referral partners, and they all had separate brands, you're actually diluting
Correct.
your marketing spend. That's
Yeah.
what you're doing, and everything is marketing spend. If you're actually going out to a referral partner, you don't know this, but you're part of the marketing spend,
Yeah.
right? Like, that's how you're doing business development. You're trying to grow the business, get leads in, whichever way, online or in person or whatever, it doesn't matter. You're diluting your marketing spend, because $1 can only go so far if you're marketing that $1 across 5 brands. If you've got one
So
brand,
imagine we're all marketing together.
yeah, that's it. And every time they see, without you realizing this, every time they see BMoney Wollongong, and that's Yusuf, and then BMoney Oran Park, and that's Hamish, and then BMoney
Brisbane.
or-
And
yeah,
there's Brisbane as well.
it all and Brisbane, it's all feeding into BMoney, and
Yeah.
and so Hamish gets uplift when Jem is spending money. Yusuf gets
Correct. It
uplift.
benefits us all.
It does.
And that was the whole idea behind it. That's when, and now everyone's behind it as well. Like, we all understand the same goal. We understand the bigger the brand gets, indirectly,
Yeah,
if we do well here, Jem's going to do well in Brisbane, You's going to do well in Wollongong. Like, indirectly, we all help each other. And I love it that everyone believes in the brand, man. And we have a good system, we have a good team, and like I said, the people around you, man, they either make you, break you, or keep you where you are.
Yeah.
And I want to keep moving forward, and so does everyone else. There's times I don't want to work. I'm like, oh, damn, I can't bother for this. And Natasha or Hamish say, come on, get your shit more, let's go. Come on, we got this. Keep pushing forward. You can find the stuff, but it takes time and it's hard. So once we realize, okay, we got him, instead of Hamish, for example, doing well, starting his own brokerage, used to doing his own brokerage, just start your own brokerage under the brand, and we all win together in the end.
Yeah, agree. I think that model is very smart, and I think you kind of have accepted the fact that this is kind of normally what happens. The one problem with our industry, though, is I do think a lot of people get good at broking, but they don't get good at business ownership, and so they prematurely jump out. Now, before I started my own business, I was 9 years as a broker. These days, you see brokers that do it for 1 or 2 years, and they think they can do it themselves. Now, I did 9 years. Call it an apprenticeship. That's called I call it
Long-term
right?
apprenticeship.
It's a long-term apprenticeship. You know, and in that, I learned every skill. Like, before I started my own business, and I was a general manager of a company called Auto Approve. Before I started my own business, and I was a minority shareholder in that business, but I learned how to do the marketing. I learned how to do the partner onboarding. I learned how to do the accounting side, you know, making sure that we've got all the, you know, the referral fees reconciled, making sure the aggregator's paying us properly. I learned all these things. You see everything like just happen if you're an employee in a business, but you don't actually think that there's actually someone that has to do all this work. And literally, I can say, hand on heart, in a brokerage, I've done every role. Doesn't matter if it's settlements or admin, or if it's submitting a deal to a lender, or if it's workshopping a deal, or if it's the marketing, or if it's the reviewing legal contracts. I've done all of those things. And so I think now there's too much emphasis on, I know how to write deals, therefore I can start my own
writing
business.
deals is the easiest part of the business and the smallest part of the business.
Yeah, the easiest by far.
Yeah.
Go and try and bring on partners, and not just bring them on, but keep them.
Keep your lights on, man.
Yeah.
Even there's things like that. Like in a business, let's say you make $10,000 income in a month. By the time you get paid, you're at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Staff, bills, tax, electricity, phone, internet, whatever it may be. And you're at the bottom. Like it's not like, oh yes, I'm on the business, I'm getting paid the most. It's actually the opposite. You're getting paid last. And sometimes getting paid last is least.
No, it's true. And I think a lot of people kind of miss that, and they go out too prematurely. So I think a model like this actually helps them, because like they're seeing you do it to some degree, and then you're asking them to like step up and start building.
We want them to. Like we want brokers to grow. We want, yes, let's grow. We'll grow together. Like we're encouraging them to eventually leave us, because we want them to open their own office. We want them to grow. We don't want to put in a little bubble and say, oh no, you're doing well, just stay here, you earn your X amount of dollars per year. No, earn more. Let's leave and push into new office.
And yeah, the comment that I saw on, the post that I saw on LinkedIn today was saying that, as soon as PAYG brokers realize that actually the context of the post was business owners who expect their PAYG brokers to drum up their own business. I don't know exactly what the wording was, but it was basically like, it's silly.
Okay.
Because as soon as you can start generating your own referral partners and your own business, why would you give away so much to the business owner when you can do it yourself? And I just said that, like, I have this philosophy that I want to generate as much value for all of our brokers, which are almost all employees. I want to generate enough value for them, so much that they couldn't possibly replicate that themselves.
Can I also just jump in? It's people need to understand, it's not about them making money only. It's about everything. If you don't wake up in the morning and say, I can't wait to go to work today, you're in the wrong job. Yeah. That's what we want. Like we want the people and ourselves, we want our people and ourselves to want to go to work, because people around us we want to be around them.
It's so hard to replicate a good working environment.
It's not just about, the brokers make, like PAYG brokers make X amount of dollars, they don't bring their own leads. Yeah, but maybe they're happy doing what they're doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that happiness can't be replicated somewhere else. So it's important to keep that as well.
And it's a similar model to, like, for example, I look at it as like the UFC, right? Yes.
I don't want to fight you, bro. Really.
No, I don't want to fight either, bro. Yes, some promotions might pay more for the entry-level fighters. But when you've got the brand behind you, and whether that's BMoney or loan options or whatever it is, right? When you've got the brand behind you, that's worth something too. All the stuff that you guys do on social media, like you've got a following, Hamish got a following, like all these things, there's trickle-down effects of that to all the other staff as well. And that's very hard to replicate. Like we have this marketing engine behind us in our business. So we're trying to build personal brands within our business. They can't do that themselves. Like if they're just starting out, they can't afford to retain a company.
It's not as valuable. So if we do it together, it's just easier and better for everyone all around.
Yeah. And the color, for example, like with us and purple, right? And then you and the blue, like that brand recognition.
What's with the purple anyway?
Well, when I first started Loan Options, I just created the logo myself. My seed capital was when in COVID, when they let you take out money from your super. I just had my second kid, my son. COVID lockdowns, they were going to hibernate the business. I didn't want them to do that. We had a disagreement about that. I just said, okay, well, if you're going to do that, let me hand back the shares and I'll walk away and, remove my non-compete. I could have sat on the sidelines for 2 more years or however long they wanted to hibernate it, and I would have been getting paid. That's what my contract said. But I didn't want to do that, and I knew there was a slipping window of time for me because I was working on that technology side. The longer that it took for me to bring that to market, the less chance we would have had of
somebody else might have done.
Yeah, someone else would have done it, and
or bigger. There are others out there, but they would have done it bigger and better.
Yeah, and so yeah, just I used the opportunity to take out money from my super, and that's how I did it. But I kept costs very low. I started from my brother-in-law's accounting office. We were just in a tiny little room, 2 meters by 2 meters, I think it was, like a tiny little office, and kept costs low, made the logo myself, all that kind of stuff. The the original color was like a magenta. Like it was meant to be a disruptive color. Like a lot of financial services brands, you know, the standard black and gray and corporate,
white,
like very
but
corporate.
you want to go a bit different.
Something different, something that pops, something that when you look at it, you know that it's different. And
Yeah,
but then as the business progressed, we, you know, then went through a rebranding process because we had like we had some decent level foundations of a good brand, but it wasn't like there wasn't a lot of depth. Like, so I engaged these guys, Ames, and we're in their studio today, and they did a whole exercise and gave me different colors, and I just fell in love with the purple. And so the purple, and it was purple everywhere on the website, and everything started being purple, purple, purple. And then there was the Jordans, which is like the like Air Jordans.
You just pointed there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well there they are. So and we just over time people began to connect our brand with the purple, and we just leaned into it hard. So now, like, you go to an event, if you see purple, you're like, oh, the logo crew. You see the purple hoodie.
You don't see many companies with the brand purple either.
Yeah, that's right. So that's the story. There's nothing like purple is not my favorite color.
Yeah, okay.
Believe it or not, you know, like
when you're an adult, do you still have a favorite color?
No, black. You ask me, like, I just look at what color cars I buy. It's black, you know, so that must be my favorite color, you know. I'm also a Batman fan, which, you know, not a lot of adults should be saying they're into superheroes, but I'm a bit of a nerd.
Keep it in mind next time. Don't say it out loud.
You can see by the comic books I fear, but anyway, yeah, so if I had a favorite color, it'd be black, but there's nothing exciting about a black finance brokerage or tech company. It's just not that sexy. So, but that's it. Yeah. So look, it is very interesting. You know, that post that was made was just saying that, like, why would they give you this much of their profit share? But what brokers who go out on their own are forgetting is, like, there is an opportunity cost as well. If they have to do the accounting and the admin and make payments and do this and do that, and then go and try and drum up business, how much opportunities are they missing versus a company that's got the engine room behind it? Like, you've got, I don't know, do you have like shared broker support?
For different offices, different support, yeah.
So, like, having that, and then the energy that you get off being in a room with other like-minded people, that's worth something.
Yeah.
And so I didn't necessarily agree with what was said. I voiced my thoughts, but the point I'm trying to make is I'm trying to give them so much value that they couldn't replicate that themselves. But I also know that I need to provide pathways. And so if they're in a PAYG broker and then they start getting to the point where half of their business is from us and half is theirs, that's probably about the point where
you convert them across.
Yeah, we start having the conversation. They might be happy.
I think the pathway is the most important thing.
Yeah. And, you know,
that way they know, everyone knows that there is more to just what you're doing.
And so we looked more into like a branch structure instead of a you know, franchise, and that doesn't mean we're opposed to the franchise model, but it's like branches make more sense for our business because we have a lot of tech and intellectual property. You know, in order to make it make sense, we can give someone a branch and give them a, you know, an employee share option or something.
Look, there's no right and wrong, right?
Yeah.
And there's other brokers that do their business their way. You do your business our way, I do ours our way. There is no right or wrong.
Correct.
We just found what works for us. Yeah, you found what works for you. I found what works for us. And we're working towards it. But to get to where, like, we found what's worked, there's been so many things along the way where that didn't work, this kind of worked, this didn't work, this worked better. And then you combine them, right? You find out what works, what doesn't work. So anyone watching, other brokers watching, if they want to grow, don't want to grow, there's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when I was working out of the bedroom,
you're making more money, right?
Yeah. I was making more money. What expenses did I have? Like, it was a spare bedroom out of my house. I had the mortgage, which I still got to pay a mortgage anyway. But that's it. You know, now there's so much more expenses. And not only that, expense-wise, there's so much more emotions you have to worry about as well.
Yeah.
Everyone's got different emotions. Everyone's got different goals, different achievements, different requirements, whatever it may be. When you had a bedroom, man, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And financially, it probably makes more money.
Or that's definitely the case with us. Like, the most profitable time in our business was when there was just three of us, as me, my younger sister, and my brother-in-law. And that was the first 3 employees in Loan Options, the 3 of us. And we're in this tiny office in Parramatta. And between the 3 of us, we were settling 75 loans, 25 a month. That was fantastic. That was extremely profitable. And like, we literally had the payroll for 3 of us, like no other expenses.
And then you
had like DocuSign
and then you look at it now and you think, okay, why did I? Because once you do start growing as well, you can't really pull the plug and say, oh no, I'm going back.
Yeah, it's very
do
hard.
that, right?
And the thing is, your costs actually don't increase in a linear way, the way that your revenue does. It's actually
true.
stepped, right?
That's a
Like
good
your
point,
costs are stepped. And so there are points in the step where you start to make money again. But if you want to continue to grow, you're going to have to go back into
Correct.
loss. And I think that's the thing that people don't really understand. They go, oh, how many loans are you settling or whatever? Fuck, you must be killing it. You must be like, where's the Ferrari? Where's the Lamborghini? Like, they ask me, I'm like, bro, I have a Ford Everest and a Tesla. And that's, you know what I mean? All the money I have has gone back into the business. But what I'm trying to do is build like real enterprise value. You know, I'm delaying the gratification.
Yeah.
There are times.
She'll win. How long do we delay it for?
I think 5 more years.
Yeah.
5 more years. I'm willing to put from start to finish 10 years into an endeavor. I think of it like even in martial arts, like I do jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. That's a 10-year from start to finish.
I told you I don't want to fight you,
bro. Yeah, no, I don't want to fight either, bro. You got too many tats on. It was scary.
William, I'm all love.
Same here. But yeah, I think like I feel like 10 years is a good amount of time. 10 years is a good amount of
And then what would you sell?
effort.
What would you do? Do you have an exit plan?
Yeah. I definitely would. I would love for someone to come along, a strategic buyout, someone who I know the company would be in great hands with, and it will not be an aggregator. I just want to make that clear because every aggregator that we try and partner with asks me that question. We're not for sale to aggregators, so it won't be an aggregator.
What if the price is right?
Still wouldn't, because look, in order to build trust in the industry, your word has to be everything. And so if you're going to partner with an aggregator, what they're concerned about, obviously, is that another aggregator buys their business and then they have access to all.
Do you have an aggregator at the moment? Can we ask that?
Yeah, yeah, you can ask.
So do you, like even for your own, for the asset fund, do you have to go through an aggregator or can you go to lenders directly?
We have a lot of lenders that are direct,
Yeah.
and then we have a few accreditations like major banks and stuff through Connective.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then the vast majority of them are through Viking aggregation.
But they'll be mortgages.
I'll explain the reason. They don't do mortgages now.
No, Connective.
Connective do, but that's why we don't.
I'm talking for asset finance. Do you still need an aggregator just for asset in your case, or you can go to lenders directly?
We could go directly, but it makes more sense in a lot of cases, especially for lenders that don't get a lot of volume from us, to use an aggregator. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
We Viking was an asset only aggregator, and so we thought that that's like Switzerland, you know, in terms of going to these mortgage aggregators. If you like, for example, we just announced a partnership with LMG, right? LMG Asset Finance.
Nice, man.
Yeah, thank you.
But there is an aggregator. So what if you sell to LMG?
We won't sell to LMG.
Right.
We're just giving them software in this case.
Okay.
But if we were, let's say, for example, we were owned by AFG.
Yeah.
LMG is not partnering with us on software because there's going to be data that AFG would then have access to, etc. So that's the draw the line in that. I'm not selling or taking investment from aggregators. But a strategic buyer could be a really big insurance company and they want us to bolt our technology into the insurance vertical, something like that. Or it could be, a pretty big lender or an American company that wants to use our embedded finance technology. So that's kind of in my head, how I think it could play out or should play out. But, for me, it's not very much like about money. Like money is important to me, but I'm driven by purpose. I've done all the tests that, like, I know what drives me, and it's not money. Like even if I do get the opportunity and I get let's call it life-changing money, what I want to do with that money is like pay off my mum's mortgage, pay off my mother-in-law's mortgage. Like it's not for things that I want. It's for,
hook a brother up this way as well.
I'll come and I don't know, you need
Pay off my mortgages. Anyway, don't forget me when you're up there.
But anyway, so that's kind of like what I'm thinking. I'm not saying that's how it's going to play out, but you obviously should plan for these things. A lot of business owners won't even talk about this. They think it's like, oh my God, people are thinking I'm building to sell. I'm not building to sell. If at the end of the day the business reaches a point, and someone comes and offers me money and I think it's worth more, I'm not going to take it. I don't need to, but I want to have options. If somebody's going to write me a check that has the
Fuck you money.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly. Fuck you money. We can swear here. If they were going to write me a check that's fuck you money.
Listen here, Joe Rogan.
Then it'd be hard not to take it. Like I've grown up with very humble beginnings. Like we didn't have much. Single mom, raised 5 kids. Like fuck, that's not easy, And if there's a way that I can set my family up for for life, then I'll take that opportunity if I get it. But it's got to be the right partner. It's got to be a values fit. I'm very big on values. Like there has to be that alignment of like, are they a good person? Basically,
Yeah.
that's in short. I don't care about someone's past or whatever. Like everyone's entitled to make mistakes. Everyone's human. Nobody's perfect. But who are they now as a person? Are they someone who will, beg, borrow, and steal to get their way? Are they someone who'll burn bridges along the way, or are they like genuinely good people?
You know what I did? Just slightly off topic. When I was going off the rails, I burnt a lot of bridges in ways where, like, let's say you'd call me, for example, I wouldn't answer my phone. You'd call me, I wouldn't answer my phone. 4 times later, you call me, I don't answer my phone. You're gonna be like, fuck this guy, go somewhere else, right? So during the time, I burnt a lot of bridges with referral partners, clients, friends, family, all that kind of stuff. When I stopped, like when I changed my life, and I genuinely changed my life, went completely sober, completely the other way, like full positive mindset, everything, the person I am today. I literally called people and say, you know what, I stuffed up, I know I burned the bridge, but I'm back. I went through a tough time. All the rumors you heard, yeah, they're true. They're probably even worse than what you heard. I apologize. I want to move on if you're happy to do that. A lot of people said, yeah, no, as I heard the stories. A lot of people said they brushed me off, but after time, it goes on. So, and that's slightly off topic, but I get it.
Not really. It's perfect. It's
When you burn a bridge, man, like people burn bridges. I've burned bridges, but I acknowledge, you got to acknowledge your mistakes.
Accountability is very important.
You put your hands and say, oh, I fucked up. Yeah, well, that happened because of me, not someone else's fault. I can easily blame someone else for everything that happens. At the end of the day, it's all on me.
It's
Right?
always on you.
Yeah, everything happens is on me.
That extreme ownership. There's a book, Jocko Willing. It's my favorite book in the world, bro. It's the best book. I think there's probably, especially for young men, but young women too, and old women and men too. But especially for young men, as soon as they learn that everything is your fault.
100%, man.
You can't point fingers. It doesn't matter. Maybe you're upset something that your girlfriend did or whatever. You got to ask yourself, what could I have done better in that situation? Same thing in the workplace. Like if you give somebody some instructions and they don't do them, you have to sit and ask yourself before you go, this fucking person's shit. They don't fucking do a basic task I gave them, or they did it wrong. You have to ask yourself, could I have given more detailed instruction? Could I have made sure that they understood what the task at hand was? Could I have shown them what success looks like and what good looks like and what bad looks like, to give them some guardrails? And then if they still do that, like maybe at that point,
yeah, but you still have to.
You have to
ask
yourself first.
I agree, man.
Yeah, you look internally first, because we've had people where we've applied this extreme ownership and like, it's my fault. Let me train them better. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do that. They still don't want to learn.
Yeah. So at least you've tried the first avenue first. Like you've looked at it first, and even if it doesn't work, you just feel better about yourself as well.
Yeah, I know that I've left no stone unturned with that relationship or with whatever it is. I've tried everything that I could to make that right and do right by them. And I think as long as I do that, then I feel at peace. I feel like I don't lose any sleep if I've done everything. Like if I've done everything right, followed the right steps, went out of my way to help them, then I don't lose.
So this is stuff I talk about online on my personal page. Right? I talk a bit about my history, and I try not to talk too much about it anymore because in the past, but it's been negative as well. So I started talking about my stories and all the benders and whatever, because there were rumors going around about me from my friends, right? My brothers. There were rumors going around about me. Oh, Bora's doing this, Bora's doing that. I'm like, you're pointing a finger at me, pointing 3 back at yourself. You're worse than me. But anyway, and then there's rumors about me. Okay, you know what? Let's just talk about it. So you know what? Yeah, I did this. Yeah, that was me. I did that. And as I started talking about it, it makes me feel like, I was I held myself accountable. Yeah, I did it. Not, these aren't rumors, these actions. This is what I did. This is what happened to me. But also, where was I going with this? I forgot where I was going with it. So it made me not want to go down that life ever again. The more I talked about it, the more I got turned off it.
Yeah.
The more I got turned off certain people, the more I got turned off drinking, the more I got turned off drugs, the more I got turned off gambling, whatever it was. So the more I actually started talking about it, acknowledging that myself, indirectly I was getting better because I didn't want to even do that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And that's another part of me started thinking, okay, let's say I start talking about stuff. I start talking about stay sober, be healthy mind, healthy body, all that kind of stuff. And then I went on the bags on a weekend. What kind of hypocrite scum would I be? So it helped me a lot, man, putting my hand up saying, I stuffed up, I did this. This is what I did. I'll never do it again. Or this. And it prevented me from going back to that life as well. Now I want no part of life ever again.
Yeah. And we spoke a little bit about this. Like, my story is very different to that, but I still learn. I still like. I was fortunate where I was the second eldest, and I watched my brother make lots of mistakes, so I didn't have to make them myself.
Yeah.
You know, some people have to make the mistakes themselves, but with me, like I was fortunate, and not only had a brother, I had all of his mates to watch as well,
Yeah.
and just like watch what to do and what not to do. And so I just made a decision, and it was like off the back of my father being an alcoholic and being a violent, abusive man. I said I don't want anything to do with alcohol. And from the age of like 17, before that, it was cool, go to parties with my mates, drank a bit underage. After I saw all of that, and I just saw that like how easy it is to go down that path, every weekend drinking and whatever.
Man,
Like I don't want anything to do with it. So I was like, between the age of 17 and 23, I said, I want to get my life in order. And I remember seeing something.
How old are you now?
30. I just turned 33.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Last week. I remember seeing something, and I don't remember who it was online. One of these online, people that create videos and whatever. They were saying like, you can choose whether you want to have a hard 30s or the hard like 20s and 30s or hard rest of your life.
Yeah.
Which one do you want? And I was like, fuck, that makes sense. If I just work my ass off in my 20s, I'll put myself in a really good position so that maybe I don't want to use the word retire because I'll never retire. I love work. I love what I do. But like, let's call it financial freedom. If I work my ass off, maybe in my 30s or maybe when I'm 40 or early 40s, I can be financially free. And sometimes you get setbacks, like I had in the 2 previous companies. I should have been further along. I really should have.
It always has a reason, man.
Yeah, that's right. I believe that. And everybody's got their time, and the lessons that I learned through those 2, let's call them false starts, invaluable. And now I know not to repeat them in this business, and it's really helpful. But yeah, there's no like, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this podcast, is just like talking to business owners and hearing their story and their journey. You see very quickly that there's no right or wrong way. Like the way that you've done it has in a lot of ways been inspirational to a lot of young men. I see like a lot of your ask me anything style.
Man, I've got a whole bunch of DMs I don't talk about. A lot of people thanking me. Man, I had some bloke approach me saying he was gonna, he wanted to commit suicide. He started seeing my videos, started going to the gym, changed his life. I'm like, man, I'm just some bloke who talks online, man. Like,
yeah, but you don't understand how powerful that is, man.
It is, right? So
even to people who didn't have that life, it's powerful, because it's like at some point people look at it and go, if I want to make a meaningful change, it starts with just one day.
Yeah.
And then I just got to compound another day of sobriety or staying away from alcohol, not hanging out with those toxic friends or whatever.
One of the comments I got was, one of the questions when I did a Q&A, that the question was, when you started leveling up, how'd your friends feel about it? Your current friends? My reply was, I didn't level up. I'm still leveling up. All I did was change direction. That's all it was, right? So I didn't level up. I'm not better or worse than anyone else. You're not better or worse than anyone. You just went in a different direction. I could have kept going down that side. I went in a different direction. I said, you know what? I don't want to go there anymore. I want to change directions. I changed directions, headed towards where I wanted to head towards. And along there, you meet people going the same way as well. People like you, other business owners, people have the right mindset saying, grow, like get good shit. Let's work, let's keep going. If I kept going down this road, I would keep going down the same road path. I might not even be here. Like I was going the same path I was going down. So it's not about, it's just changing direction. At one point you say to yourself, do I want to hang out with these brothers who are my brothers who they'll do anything for me, brothers? Yeah, those brothers. But then you're like, will they actually do anything for you? Like, will they? You call these brothers and you tell them, hey man, I'm partying. Let's have a party. Come on, let's get on it. Whatever. Let's get some girls in a hotel. They'll come running. Tell the same brothers, man, I'm doing tough. I need some money for rent. Watch you make an excuse to run away.
Yeah.
You learn who true people are, and a lot of people in that life are not true people. But it comes down to you, man, individual. You got to change direction, and as you change direction and you're heading towards, the right direction, you're gonna find people on the same way.
We're gonna switch gears a little bit. I know there's a bit of a thing on LinkedIn yesterday about BDMs. There was an article that was written that I asked to comment on, and it's about the major banks and all the job cuts and all that kind of stuff. And like, I feel from, I was talking to my wife completely separately when I was saying all this. I'm like, fuck, 10%, cutting 10% of your work is a big number, man. It's a massive number. These are all like just blokes like you and me earlier in our careers trying to find their way. And the way they did it was,
now you got 4,000 people applying for the same job somewhere else.
Jobs, yeah. And the way that some of them found out was just like via email.
Mistake email or something.
Yeah, mistake email. An automation, a fucking,
Yeah.
the bank was using an automation. It triggered early, you know, and they found out before anybody had even spoken to them. Like, it's pretty shit how it happened. And so I was asked to comment on the job cuts and whether I thought it was because of AI and, you know, other things. And I said, yeah, look, I do think it's, even though they're saying it's not, and it's due to a restructure, they outsourced a bunch of jobs and they've automated a bunch of jobs. Whether that's AI or traditional means of automation doesn't matter. The reality is it's a PR disaster for them to admit that it's actually just because they've automated and outsourced jobs and, you know, they're building AI, etc. So I was saying, of course, they're going to say it's not that. But if you look at it, that's the reality. It is happening. And graduate jobs in these banks are actually down something like 30 to 40%, which tells you all these uni students that were like normally filling these entry level.
They don't want to go there anymore.
They're automated.
Yeah.
They've got nowhere to go. There's no more pathways for them because they're so entry level that they can be automated. Anyway, so I gave my thoughts, and you know, I don't like to use the word expert, but we've been building AI technology for over 5 years now. So I'm reasonably qualified. Let's use that word. I'm reasonably qualified to give my 2 cents. And I know what the technology is capable of. We have products that do the tasks of an AI BDM. One of them's called Ask ALO, and it's got 90 lender policies in there. And you can ask it a natural language question and it will give you a response and tell you which lender to go to. And then there's a community attached to the back of that of other brokers, guys like me and you, that have been around for a while. And it can say, you know, also Shift or Angle Finance can also do this, blah, blah, blah. And this is for asset finance. There's some people building similar products in residential, but from my point of view, I know what the tech can do and I know what brokers want from a BDM because we have bloody 20 of them. We have 20 plus brokers in our team. So I know what they're looking for. And I just said that, you know, there is opportunities for efficiency. And one of the things is like brokers can't get BDMs on the phone. And that's because what brokers want is someone who's really responsive as far as a BDM is, you know, as far as their BDMs go. But what the banks want from their BDMs is to book as many meetings as possible, take as many brokers for coffee as possible. That means they can't take those calls and be responsive. So there's a deep misalignment. So I do think their jobs are at risk because they're going to go, well, I can just give this chatbot or whatever to the broker and they'll answer 80% of the questions. There will be escalations that are needed and stuff like that, but you don't need a BDM for like multiple BDMs in a state. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
so Bank West they've updated their search function. It basically searches the whole website, all policies, but based on ask a question, it's very accurate. Not like,
like LLM ones are like reasonably crap.
Yeah. Like I don't know what that is, but it's a really good one. Like, you ask a question, it brings that exact policy. You ask, can this work? And they'll tell you yes or no, it can't work. It's really good. We use that a lot for search in the Bank West portal, but we still use the BDMs.
Yeah.
So are they at risk? I don't know, but look, I still believe people want to deal with people. They want to deal quick. They want quick answers, quick solutions. And I think people still want to deal with people. In the lending space, people ask me all the time, do you think AI is going to take over brokering or is it going to impact broking? I think the front end, people always want to deal with people, especially when it comes to money, their house, their cars, all that kind of stuff. They don't want to deal with computer necessarily. There are some people that do, but not everyone. Back end of it, though, is going to evolve, yes. 8 years ago, maybe up until 8 years ago, to send supporting documents to ANZ, it was via fax.
Yeah.
Literally fax.
But we didn't know years ago, even more recent than that. Far out.
And I'm like, surely no. So we went to a fax machine, and then eventually went to e-fax. It was still a phone number, and now it's emails. But the front end was the same. You're still dealing with people to people. So what I'm saying is, I think the back end is going to evolve. Yes, it's definitely going to evolve. It's going to get quicker. It's going to get more compact, more light with BDMs or staff, whatever it may be. But the front end is people are going to want to deal with people.
Yeah.
I think even if they're dealing with someone online, they still want to know there's actual person behind
can
it.
pick up the phone too.
Yeah.
And
like, this is my house. I'm buying a 2, 3, 4, 1, 500, whatever it may be, $500,000 house. I actually want to deal with someone.
Well, I am very pro technology. I think like technology, but let me explain why. There's tasks in your day and in other brokers' days that don't add value to the customer. True, like whether it's filling out forms or doing admin or submitting to a portal, that doesn't add value to your customer. If a piece of tech could do that instantly, lightning fast, and most importantly, accurate, as accurate or more accurate, because even you can make mistakes sometimes. misspell something, like, you know what I mean? If it could do that, then that gives you more time to speak to people. And that is literally what I say is like, if you hear me, I've been so consistent on this. The tech, what we're building and what I think a lot of other people are building is so that the brokers can write more loans. Like, just think of it like this, more loans per broker. So let's say at the moment you said, okay, in Aussie, they're 1.6 million on average. That means there's some that are writing 10 mil, 20 mil,
some writing
some that are writing
100,000. Yeah.
So if you just look at the average number of loans per broker, we're trying to increase that. That doesn't mean we're trying to get rid of people or that we don't think humans play an important role. I think that's sometimes where people read a
I
headline
think
or
maybe
something.
the name as well, loan options AI, like
Yeah.
the AI thing, it says, you know, AI, artificial intelligence.
Yeah. It doesn't mean, like, if you go to our website, in the top corner, right, it says talk to a human. Like, there's people that click that button and want to talk to us. The other day, somebody did that. He was actually a Turkish guy.
I'm sorry to hear.
Funny dude. His review is hilarious. Anyway, doesn't want to use the tech, just wants to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
He clicks on it. Someone from our team takes the call. 42 minutes later, money's in his account.
Okay.
Like, that's insane speed. But that's because we have tech. But there's no way we could have done that with like
Manual
facts and
stuff,
blah, 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 and like manual fact finds. Here, let me send you this.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm advocating for. I'm advocating for brokers at the center of it, and all of these technologies and tools plugging in to help the brokers be more efficient. But somebody reads a headline or doesn't read the whole article, or maybe doesn't know me and just thinks I'm like trying to be provocative. I would say in some situations, like, people have said, oh, like, you know, you're provocative. You love to banter. We've bantered before. Like, I'm not necessarily that guy. I'm not a confrontational person. I don't want to fight with people. I don't want to, like, I don't get that. Like, I have enough stuff going on in my life. Like, I'm so busy running a business and I've got 2 young kids. I don't want to be spending energy on fighting with someone online. Anyway, so I just took that opportunity to post and say, here's what I actually said. And because, like, what happens is, I think my conversation with the journalist was like 15 minutes. But like a few lines made the article.
Oh, man, the media, you know, the media is.
Yeah. And to be fair, he messaged me straight away and said, do you need me to change anything? Like, it wasn't intentional. And I don't think it was. I just think, like, sometimes they have word count things. So I don't think.
Don't get me started on the media, please. It's different subjects.
But I'm like, yeah, I don't watch TV. I literally get I follow accounts that I like on Instagram and on LinkedIn. And that's pretty much how I get my news. That's how I know that's how I'm not living under a rock, basically, you know? And
I prefer living under a rock though sometimes.
Yeah, there's some
But like I said, I've got so much issues in my own life, in our own lives. Yeah. I don't want to, like, I want to worry about what's in front of me.
Yeah.
So I try to avoid everything that outside world.
Everything else is just noise. You know?
Yeah.
But anyway, some people got upset. And I just want to be clear that if you look at my track record on taking care of BDMs.
What was the actual, so what is it saying? What's the article saying? That BDMs are getting taken by
their jobs are at risk. Didn't say they're going to be done by this date or like, are they at risk? The answer is, of course they're at risk. My job is at risk. Like, seriously.
At what point does it stop though? At what point do people say, you know what, enough of this technology, I actually want to deal with people? At what point does that happen?
It's a good question. And there's another flip side to that as well. The reason we have businesses is because there's demand, right? Like, there's demand for mortgages because they're getting paid for doing their job and now they want to spend that money and invest in property or whatever. There's demand for restaurants because people want to eat and they can afford to dine out nice or whatever. If there's large scale unemployment, and I don't know what that number is, but it could be 20% unemployment or 30% unemployment. There's no more demand. The demand's gone. Like, once you start hitting depression.
Okay, so, and then what will drive unemployment is technology replacing it though.
Yeah, potentially. Like, no one really knows how this is going to end up. But the most important thing is you can't have your head in the sand.
I agree, but I also think that if we just step out of being a business owner or a broker, whatever, we go into consumer side. I want to deal with people sometimes, not all the time, sometimes.
Like, the perfect example is internet banking. Like 10, 15 years ago, no one wanted to put their details online.
Yeah.
No one wanted to do that. And everyone said, nah, I love my branch manager. I love you, blah, blah. As soon as, because the thing that people currently like about brokers, and this is all I'm saying, I'm a broker. I've been a broker for 14 years. That's the only career outside of studying web and app development that I've ever had. I'm pro broker. And I love what brokers do for customers. I love how they help them navigate what is very, very complex. I love that they're the intermediary that keeps the banks accountable. I love all of that. I don't want that to change. But the thing is, like, humans actually don't necessarily value the human connection alone. What they actually value, because you could have someone who's a shit broker,
Yeah.
gets a shit outcome for the client. They don't value that interaction. They fucking hate it. What they actually value is speed, convenience, and outcomes. So
While dealing with a person.
while dealing with a person. So if you're a human and you can keep delivering speed, convenience, and the best speed, the most convenience for the customer, and the best outcome for the
All right.
client,
So
they'll keep
those
using
three.
you.
So
Yeah.
speed, who's replicating, who's getting replaced by speed? Like what jobs are they?
Well, like admin people that take longer to process because they've got 10 other deals, whereas AI or tech could just like straight through process.
Is it there yet? The tech there yet?
No, it's not there yet. It's not.
How long do you think it'll get there?
Is it 10 years? I think it's less, but let's say 10 years.
I don't think aggregators even allow AI to enter into their systems yet, do they? Into the aggregator system.
A lot of them are implementing AI, but to different degrees. And I think aggregators don't actually know how to best use AI technology yet. They're not like, this is technology that's currently still like when I'm talking about
So there are systems where you still enter your details online as opposed to a manual fact find. It's just
they still have that.
you still write it and stuff. But what's going to replace that? Like how's it going to get from a 10-minute form or a 5-minute form to a 30-second form?
Connecting to services. So we've got, like, for example, in our business, right? We have a 5-minute fact find, and instead of asking a client to fill out all of the information manually, like they would in an aggregator platform or whatever, we ask them to upload their ID, connect their bank, upload a payslip, and then 80% of their
Is that compliant from a lender's point of view?
Yeah. So we're getting the actual data and we're verifying the payslip for fraud. We're doing all these checks in the background.
And then that uploads it to whatever system you use.
Aggregator system, yeah.
That does go to aggregator system.
Yeah, it can go to the
Okay,
aggregator system.
right.
And so if you just extrapolate that, you go, okay, well, what's next? Let's say we're calling the mortgage. You're going to push the information into quickly.
Yeah.
Because that's like the next natural step. After you've verified income, ID, credit reports done, all that stuff, you've done an AI credit assessment on the deal, you need to do serviceability so the information can go in quickly. And then what's next? After you've given the product recommendations, it's probably time to submit to apply online. So like, it's not going to happen all at once. It's going to be like one piece of the puzzle solving at a time, but you can't have your head in the sand because like you need to be thinking, this is where it's going. So how do I position myself? And what I think is that brokers are going to be able to do not like 5, 10, 15 settlements a month. I think we're going to see the brokers who don't know how to acquire customers. Like you're in a very lucky position. You've got a big following. You do a lot of your own lead gen through your personal branding. That's why I posted that thing the other day about like that girl crying doing a TikTok dance. And it's like when they realize they have to be influencers to generate leads.
Yeah.
Because like that seems like the way it's going. Like it's not necessarily going to be.
Look, it's just the world we're in. I think what you're saying is the world we're in is changing. So I've always said that. So when I was with ANZ, for example, they didn't allow social media. I think social media is around. They didn't allow things like Google even. Yeah. So we had billboards and newspaper ads and letterbox drops and stuff, which I still do letterbox drops now. And then technology changes started becoming Google, SEO, and AdWords. That was still a big thing. That was the thing at the time. And then it was social media that came after, which is the world we're in at the moment, I think. So there was Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn now is quite big as well. What's next?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is, which I do agree with, the times are changing, and whatever change we're in, we have to evolve to it. Because there's a lot of brokers who don't want to go on social media. They don't want to do a song and dance thing, right?
Nah, I was talking about this. There's some brokers
in the life where, no, I don't want to do it. And that's fine. But then you're missing out on this, and then you're going to miss out on this as well.
Yeah, and because the generation of people that are coming into the market and will be property owners in the next 10, 15 years, they're the ones that are on TikTok now watching stupid dances and like, I don't use TikTok. Like I have it because I have to, because I have a business.
I have TikTok, but I'm just me talking. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not doing dances. Yeah.
You'll never see me dance. Yeah. I'm that guy that used to go to a club and stand in the corner with a drink in his hand. That guy. I'll never dance.
Yeah, same. I feel the same way. But like my point is, if you're just looking at it and you're seeing this unfold, if you just head down, you're not looking at paying attention to what's going on, before you know it, like you'll look up and you're like, I don't recognize this place. You just everything's passing straight past you. There's some brokers. I was talking about this with a guy I really respect from the industry, and he was saying there's brokers that will do 200 mil a month and nobody knows their name.
Mm.
Sorry, 200 mil a year.
Yeah.
Sorry.
200 mil a month. Damn.
No,
Who's this person?
200 mil a year. So like call it, what's that, 16 mil a month. So there's brokers that are doing crazy numbers. No one even knows who they are. They don't go to any of these awards nights. They're not submitting or nominating. They're not nothing. They don't even do social media.
Mm.
They have a website only because it's like a digital business card. It's all referrals. It's all, these networks of things that they've built up over time, but nobody really knows them. And then you've got people who are all over the internet, create so much content, but they're writing a couple of mil a month.
Mm. So
like, I just think that over time, visibility and distribution is going to be the most.
I think what also works is the person, like the person online who's doing all those videos and stuff, maybe it's not working for them. What works for me is people relating to me.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't relate to me. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people see me and say, I don't want to deal with that guy. But there are people who see me and say, over time, they want to work with people.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit off topic. That's why social media works for me. I guess it works for you as well, because it's just me being me, man. And we've passed that same, I don't use the word knowledge, but the same method down to the entire team. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Because you are what sells. Not that you got 40 lenses on panel. Everyone has that.
Everyone has. That's not your selling.
That's not a selling point, right? I've got 40 lenses on panel. Yeah, but use 3 of them, first of all. and everyone's got that anyway. It makes no difference at all. The reason people go to you is because of you. And what they see online, they might relate, they might not relate, they might say you might look a similar way, whatever it may be. Like they might relate based on that. So if people want to go online, I think just be you. That seems what works well.
If I was to fast forward, let's say 5 or 10 years, what I think is going to happen is that brokers become more important. And that might seem counter to what I've been saying. Brokers become more important. Why? Because the AI is not going to be able to necessarily do in this short space of time all the complex edge case scenarios. Like, how many times do you look at a deal and you're like, where the fuck do I start with this one? You know what I mean?
I love those ones.
Yeah. Like, but that's going to be like, if the vanilla deal, the PAYG earning 300 grand a year, 70% LVR, like,
you're paying you guys way too much. 300 grand a year?
No, we don't pay people 300 grand a year. I'm going to get like 100 resumes. No, I'm just saying, like, the vanilla deals where a client is earning 300 grand a year and they work at Google or like somewhere, is very stable, and they, got already heaps of equity in their property. And, like those deals, you telling me like a computer can't do that faster than a broker can?
Yeah, probably, but it doesn't take too long to do those deals anyway. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, my point is like they can be instant.
Yeah,
they can be instant. And at that point, if the broker has the tech that is still doing, like, imagine all of your knowledge transferred into an algorithm, the way you pick a lender, understanding the client's requirements, all that kind of stuff. You can systemize these things. Where you can't is like when you've got a really curly edge case. So I actually think that brokers will be able to do not like 10, 15 loans, go to 50, 100.
So do you think brokers will be brokers' jobs at risk? Actual brokers themselves?
I think there'll be some consolidation. I think there will be. So there's going to be people that don't have the skills necessary to stand out in a crowded market.
No, I mean by technology. Replaced by technology?
At some point, good chance.
See, there are lenders already that have purely online lending platforms. Apply online, not the apply online we use. You actually apply for lender online.
Like, and CBA is doing that with that.
Yeah, correct. So they have a product where it's purely online, purely for that market, but it's only small people are taking it.
Yeah,
like the people. Look, it may change over time, it will evolve, but I still genuinely believe people want to deal with people. If I'm buying a $2, $3, $4 million house, I want to deal with a person. I don't want to deal with some bot online.
And you still will deal with a person, but that person's going to be able to do the transaction way faster, better advice, better everything, because you're going to have like these tools at your disposal. It's like, how good could you be if you had to handwrite all your applications now? If everything had to be handwritten, no digital sign, like nothing. Like, how many deals can you do compared to the way
it'll take longer?
Yeah, take longer. Yeah. So as the tools and technology get better, what you're going to see is that you're going to get better, faster, and so they'll still be able to deal with you. I'm just saying that you'll be able to do so many more of these transactions, and so the human connection actually becomes more important.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. I'm not disagreeing with you there. They're going to want to deal with people, but the people are going to have these like technology stacks that are like making it the process like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
Yeah. Fair point.
I think the danger that we have as a broking industry is if we just assume that people like the wrong thing. Like you just assume they like the human connection, but they actually like the fact that you get them, you got them their home. Like you navigated all of these lenders for them. When the tech can do that,
You're saying instead of being a week process, if it's a day process.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now
Or
you've gained
minutes,
7 more days. If
Yeah.
it went from a week to 1 day, you've gained 6 more days. Sorry, that you can work on other clients or create more content
Yeah.
that gives you more leads. So I'm not like sitting here pretending like I know how this is all going to play out, but I am looking at all the different scenarios and I'm watching things very closely because I care. I think like if I can warn people that this is coming and this is like, I think the industry will be better prepared. I think if tech companies and aggregators and brokers collaborate more,
So what do you suggest brokers to do? Brokerages or brokers to do?
Just keep an open mind at the moment. Like there's no silver bullet right now that they can just turn this on and it's going to do everything for them, and they can put their feet up, go live in the Bahamas, and then their brokerage is on autopilot. You're still going to have to work hard. I do think brokers should be, finding ways to add value to customers that differentiate them from I just have 40 lenders, and I just, they need to be finding a way. Like that's why niching I think is good. Like I'm the expert in non-resident mortgages, or I'm the expert in self-employed mortgages, or whatever. Like I think that's good because that shows that you're a specialist. Generalists might be the ones who, because when you think about specialists, you're mostly dealing with edge cases just by default. Like
Dealing with what?
Edge cases, like complex scenarios.
Right. Okay.
Like you don't really say someone, I'm a specialist in PAYG class earning over 300 grand a year, and so 70%.
Everyone's a specialist though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So my point is like when you do niche down, that puts you in the right position to do more of those complex loans. But yeah, it's an interesting space, and it's changing so fast now that if we did another podcast in 6 or 12 months, like
It'll be different.
It'll be different.
There were new things that evolved since then.
And we might bring it forward and go, fuck, brokers have 3 years to go before like there's serious disruption. Or it might be like people ask me, when do you think artificial general intelligence is coming out?
What does that mean?
That's where like an AI can totally think for itself and be sentient. Like,
man, using words, I don't know what that means.
just
I'm a simple man from Western Sydney, got 30 under my HSC. Please, man.
So I'll give you an example. At what point do you think an AI can create a business like BMoney or Loan Options and do everything by itself? Like how far away do you think that is?
What is create a business? What does that mean?
Like learn how to buy itself.
Where's the
in
person?
Australia? There's no person. This is what I mean by if it's a super intelligence, it can think and say, okay, I'm in Australia. What are the laws? How do I start an ABN? The AI goes and starts an ABN as an example. Or maybe it needs a human to do it. So it goes and pays a human on Fiverr to set up an ABN or something for them, right? Or an account, goes and pays an account. Yeah. When it can problem solve and create a business, start a marketing campaign, build a website, when it can do that, how far away do we think that is?
I feel it impacts, like, I know impact brokers, impact a lot of businesses. Like, impact everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
So
but I don't want that stuff, man.
People ask
what a shit life that is.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned NPCs. Everyone's gonna be NPC, just walk around unemployed doing nothing. Nah, man.
Nah, we need purpose.
That's not a way to live.
Yeah, humans need purpose.
That's not the future that I want.
It's not what I want either. I think there's a real danger in this technology. I think like I'm not somebody that's saying I want all of this. I'm just saying that like if you just extrapolate where we are now and how fast it's rapidly evolving, I will say this. Someone asked me, when do I think AGI is coming, artificial general intelligence? And I said, wait until GPT-5 comes out, because they hyped it. Like GPT-5 got hyped. Sam Altman was talking about, it's going to discover new physics and it's going to do this and it's going to do that. And like, bro, that's crazy. Like that means it's smarter than any human on Earth.
I'm so far behind. I miss the ANZ facts.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
But I said, wait until that comes out and then I'll tell you. And then I used GPT-5 and I like tested it out. I'm like, bro, we're so far away from that because it's still pretty dumb. Like, it's still like some basic stuff that it.
You say it's dumb. Imagine how smart it is compared to what I would think. What you call dumb would be different than what I call dumb.
Yeah, no, it's still very smart, but I don't think we're getting AGI like in the next 5
that's
years.
scary.
Yeah,
I don't live in that world.
But yeah, that's kind of the scary, almost ominous.
So what are those people whose job is to create an AI or code AI, whatever it is, and the AI takes that person's job?
Yeah, well, that's what like all the big tech companies. They're like 30% of their code now apparently is written by AI. So they're just like engineers. See you later. We don't need you.
What are they going to do for a living?
They're gonna
What?
do
Be bus
join other
drivers?
companies and
Even they'll be automated soon as well.
yeah,
I don't like it.
yeah, it's scary. Honestly, it fucking scares me. I just want to let people know that like I'm not because I position myself as someone who knows a lot about AI. People think like I'm supporting it or I'm whatever. There's some situations where I'm like, fuck, we're like that's not a good thing, and we put the brakes on some things, and like it's hard to navigate this. I just want to make sure that we don't have our heads in the sand. That's all I'm saying. So,
look, I think it's important to evolve with the times, whatever times are at the time. Like I said, from yellow pages to Google to social media to whatever's next.
and it's not always bad either, right? Like,
No, it's not. But
you would argue at the time when all of that change was happening, people were scared like they are now.
Yeah.
Going, oh fuck the internet, and we're not going to have jobs, but AI will create more jobs that we haven't even thought of yet.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, like we haven't even thought of them yet, and it could just be that like, it's like a gig economy. For anytime an AI can't complete a task, it asks for a human to intervene. Like, you know what I mean?
And then never needs a human again because it's learned how to do it.
Or maybe it can't do it. It's just
well, this is way above my pay grade, man. I got no idea. I use Google. I've never used ChatGPT. In the broking space, I genuinely believe the front end won't change. People will want to deal with people. Back end, yes, technology will evolve. Yeah, even things like we IDU now, we didn't have IDU 2 years ago, whatever it was. But even things like that are happening. But the front end, I think people are always going to want to deal with people most of the time. There is a market for purely online, but most people want to deal with people.
The vast majority of people are, and
that's what I genuinely believe. What about you? Let's use an example.
No,
you want to get a home loan. You want to get maybe not a car loan, but you want to get a home loan. What do you do?
Yeah, I want to talk to a broker.
Yeah, you want to talk to a person.
I also don't want a broker to send me a manual form that I need to spend hours filling out. You know what I mean? It's if there's a better way to do it, and I can just give my ID, connect my bank account. Like that's kind of what I'm saying is like the consumer expectations are changing as well.
Yeah,
like,
fair enough. Yeah, good
where
point.
people weren't comfortable doing online banking, now like even my mum, like my mum does online
branches are dying down and stuff.
Dying, so
that's good.
It's not gonna happen overnight. It's just it happens slowly, and then you look back and you go, "Fuck, my mum is doing internet banking now. That's wild, bro." Like, anyway, but yeah, let's switch gears a little bit. Tell us a little bit about like some of the more challenging times, things that you're comfortable sharing in BMoney. Like, obviously, it hasn't all been sunshines and rainbows.
And it still never is, right? So, like in the business world, you don't know what you don't know until you do it. And then when you come across to it, when you come to it, so you don't know what you don't know until you come to it. And when you come to it, like, damn, what do I do now? Like, there's always challenging things. One of the most challenging things is probably growth, to be honest. The growing pains are real. One, when you do something growth, it's expensive. So all the profit you're once making is now going back into the business, and the income of that month is supporting the growth. If there's no income that month, it doesn't support the growth and stuff. And two, for me, I guess for anyone, finding the right people as well. So the right people are stressed out because, like I said, I'm very big on the people I surround myself with, and we all are. So if those people where they're bringing our morale down, bringing the values down, and just have a bad energy around the stuff, not get rid of those. That sounds bad. Not get rid of, but we don't want those people in our circle. We want people who are going to drive us, not pull us down. So I want to get rid of that bad energy, get rid of that kind of stuff, because we want people to move forward. But what hurdles we've had, like deals, we'll win and lose deals here and there. But the biggest ones have been growing pains and just people, man. People are the hardest thing. So when we do find the right people, we try to keep them, whatever we can do to keep them. I'm not talking financially. I'm talking they want to have a general purpose. I want a need to come to work. Like I want them to wake up and say, I want to go to work today. Same way I do, same way you do probably as well.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. It's super important.
Like even things like our Christmas parties, our end of year dinners, financial dinners. Like this year, we're going to Hunter Valley for our Christmas party, spending 2 nights at Hunter Valley, the whole team. Something different, right?
Amazing.
It's just like, yeah, we could have just done nothing and said Merry Christmas to everyone, sent a text. Like, you know what? Let's do this. We had our Christmas party last year at Shangri-La, whatever, Bar 33, whatever it's called, the blue bar on the top. Yeah, it costs almost $100,000, but it's a great investment to want people to be around, and it's a good vibe, good energy and stuff. So just growing pains are hard.
Well, I think sometimes the negative sides of business, like people wonder why you want to do it, but there's also good times as well. So like, can you think of like one specific moment where you felt like proud? Because I know like
I don't really do that. I should, but I don't. And even Natasha, even Jenny and the team, they're saying just sit back and think how far you've come in such a short time. Like we're 5.5 years old, and we've grown a fair bit. We've done all right in 5.5 years. We've got our own lending products. We've got our buyer's agent started now. We've got 3 offices opening up, our 4th, our 5th soon after that as well. I don't really sit back and say, like, I don't really reflect, which I should. You know the saying, stop and smell the roses?
yeah.
I don't really do that, but I actually should do it. But
Yeah,
like, I know, like,
it's important.
just stop and zoom out and think, you know what, we're doing all right. But I never do. I'm like, what's next? What's next? What's next? We're always like, okay, this is the goal. Let's do it. And before we get there, we moved it. Before we get there, we moved it. And it's probably not healthy. I'll be honest, it's probably not the best thing to do. Probably should stop and smell the roses. But we don't, man. Do you do that? Or do you just keep going to the next one?
Yeah, I move the goalpost.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of a similar thing. I think sometimes when I look at old photos or something, that's kind of where I'm like, oh fuck, like I remember those days.
So I got in my photos, I keep my favorites, my first office, which is a desk in my bedroom. And when I look at that, look where we are now, like that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, because you can see like it's such a big difference.
It's good. You know what's rewarding, man? And this is going to sound very corny and cliche. Seeing the people around you ticking their own individual life goals as well. Whether they're buying a property, getting a new car, whatever it may be. Like they've got these goals, and you know that somehow you've contributed some way for them to achieve that. I love that, man. That's very satisfying, rewarding for me.
Yeah, I think the same way. We at the start of the year got everyone to set personal and professional goals.
Yeah, nice.
And it's watching some of them tick them. Like some had like some, I want to, I'm really scared. Like stuff that was outside their comfort zone.
Yeah.
And do some public speaking or whatever. And like watching them tick those boxes and whatever. Like, I do feel like a lot of pride for them. Like a lot of people say you shouldn't be proud or whatever. Like in terms of like, it's a sin to feel pride. But I don't think of it that way. Like pride in the sort of in that sense where it's like almost like more like ego. And I don't believe in that, but I do believe in, high-fiving and congratulating people for like hitting milestones and targets and goals. Because like we don't do that enough, and I don't mind. Like I don't need that. I don't need the high fives and stuff when we do good stuff. But it's
Do you want me to high five you? Is that okay?
Yeah. But I think it is important because when you give yourself that reward, if you want to call it, it sets you up to chase it, the next one. And
look, I love business, man. I love what we do. And Gary V. Yeah. He goes, if you were to do something for the rest of your life, not get paid for it, what would it be? And do that for a living. And I would genuinely do this. I love what I do, man. I love the stress. I love when something is hard. I love like feeling under pressure. I know it's weird, man, but it just drives me so much.
I love the fact that our job, and the brokers in our business and all of it, like every day is unique.
Yeah.
Every customer.
But that's the thing, right? Like you and I can both earn the same income, have the same deposit, but I guarantee our situations are different. It keeps our brain working all the time.
Yeah. It's problem solving.
Yeah.
There's a sense of like purpose that you get when you see somebody move into the property and like, you're like they're going to build family memories in that property, or maybe it's just investment and it's like it's a bloody good investment.
No, it's cool, man. I love what we're doing. It's
and for us it's the same thing with like I especially love when we get businesses into income generating assets like that, or consumers into debt consolidation, and like they're drowning in debt and like we just freed up cash flow, and like there's the feature that Channel 7 did on us. It was a single mom and she was like had payday loans and stuff, like just those predatory lenders, bro. They just sink their teeth into people.
Have you seen the rates on those, man?
Oh, bro, it's crazy.
Nuts.
Fucking insane. But Yeah, look, tell us about BMoney Property, the buyer's agency.
So we started that about, I think, 2 months ago now. It's a buyer's agency, so people want to buy property. Like, we can help with the finance, but we keep them two businesses separate. So that's a buyer's agency. The buyer's agent are directors and shareholders of the company as well. I do the finance side, so we don't share data or anything like that. I just want to make that clear for other brokers who might think, "Oh, we're going to steal the customers and stuff." We don't, but I get it. They think that, so I get that. So we started. Man, people are asking for buyer's agents. Like, buyer's agency has changed over years as well. So a few years ago, it was probably just $10 million plus properties. Now it's like everyday people who want to buy property, especially as Sydney is getting priced out and people want to buy something for 500, 600, 700,000. They can't in Sydney. So they go to, say, I don't know, South Australia, for example. But if you tell me any suburb in Sydney, I know the demographics. I know the rough income. I know how far it is from certain CBDs. If you tell me any suburb in Perth, I've got no idea, right?
Yeah.
So that research helps the clients buy. So I started that 2 months ago. It's going well, man. It's growing. It's part of the brand as well, BMoney brand. Like, my goal is to grow the brand.
Yeah, and it's good to have.
For me to grow the brand, I've got to invest heavily into it, obviously.
Yeah, you're sort of trying to go down the path of having like a vertically integrated business, and I imagine, like, do you have other things like
We have a lending
conveyancing,
platform as well. Conveyancing is down. Yeah, we're looking at that down the line. Not just conveyancing, but more legal.
Oh yeah.
We've got our lending platform as well. So our own products that we rebranded and we're selling it as our product from a different lender. So from a wholesaler, sorry. So there's a lot happening, man. And what's next? I really don't know what's next, but we'll keep going. Getting more offices open. Yeah, we'll have 10 within a few years. So we just want more and more, man.
Congratulations.
Eventually, want other brokerages to come across as well. I don't use the come across. You want to say that other brokerages to consider using the name also, just so they add value to all of our businesses.
Yep.
Like I said, it's just the one. What did you call it before? Arbitrage, is what we said.
Arbitrage. There's a whole business model that's set up around that. Just like,
I do agree. We have to evolve a bit with technology, though. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Look, the crazy thing is, and like one of the cool things about having this chat with you is, like, we clearly have like two different ways of doing it, and we arrive at a good result regardless.
Mate, there's no right or wrong way. Right?
Exactly right.
There's no right or wrong way. And to other brokerages who are, like I said, about the single person working out of the bedroom, there's no right or wrong way. Do what works best for you. We found what works best for us, and we're going down the road where we double down and going down that road. You found what works best for you, double down and going down that road. Yeah, people might say, I'll use you guys as an example. Oh, you guys do a lot of numbers. Yeah, but half the comms are going out. Look, you know what I mean? People may not realize that part of it.
Yeah, they just look.
So, well, you're settling so much. Yeah, but we're paying half out to brokers, and we're paying another 40% in wages and stuff. But it works for you. Like, you found it and you've doubled down on it. It may not be as profitable as it once was. Like in the early days, it might be more profitable. But you're saying that this works with a long-term vision. Same as us. This works with a long-term vision. Single broker working at home might think, oh, I like doing what I'm doing. That's fine.
That's fine.
What's wrong with that?
They might love the lifestyle. They might not want to do big numbers.
Right? Correct.
I know some brokers who are on the golf course at 2:00 every afternoon.
Yeah, and there is no right or wrong way. Do the right thing. That's only the right thing. You have to do the right thing. Yeah. But however you structure your business, man, there's no right or wrong. Do what works best for you and double down on that. Which is what you and I have both done.
Well, look, I'm very grateful. I know you're super busy, and I'm glad we finally got to do this. It's good to meet you in person and have a proper chat. And I just want to say that, all the stuff, all the authenticity, all the free insights that you've shared with people, like, they do make an impact.
I appreciate it.
And, so I wish you all the best. I'm certainly cheering you on from the sidelines, brother. I hope you and all your team kill it.
Man, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
And yeah, I'm sure we'll bump into each other again at some point.
I gotta eat now. I'm hungry. Where's our food? You should brought some food here.
We're to get some catering going here.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it.